Najua umetohata pia, mimi nimewahata mbaya sana, but at least this time sijawaangusha sana. I've been posting videos hapa na pale, join na mimi tukienda somewhere kutembea, you know, nachukua video for your entertainment. But today I have some exciting news, but nitawapatia tu nusu peke yake tu, because the video is about something else. So I'm sure you're wondering hapa ni wapi niko leo. This is the baby's room. I've been decorating, painting. Sitaki mwanze kusema ati oh the babies sijui this gender because of the colors. Hapana, we are doing different colors. Let me not go into details about the colors and the decorations that we are doing, because I'm doing a video that I'm gonna post later on, much later. So keep tuned. Kama wewe you're the first timer, subscribe so that you don't miss up on anything. Like I told you, tuko na vitu mingi. So this wall was picked by Joy. I picked this wall, and there's a wall behind us where I'm doing many things. So msianze kusema ati oh ni msichana, oh ni mvulana because of the colors. We are doing everything. We are doing everything as if we are getting a boy and a girl, so that whatever gender it is, we are sorted. So nimekaa hapa hivi, I'm the one who is working on everything kwa sababu mingi, and I'm thinking everything is looking so real bana, like you know when Joy and I noticed we are expecting a baby, it wasn't that deep. The idea didn't sink so much in our minds. It's a baby, okay, watu upata watoto nini, but now we are preparing everything. But then Joy ameenda kununua vitu za mtoto, and she's out with a friend of hers, wanamangamanga huko town, wanatafuta vitu. That's why I'm here by myself decorating the room. And it got me thinking, now that the idea that we are getting a baby imeanza kusink in, nikakumbuka my childhood, you know, and whenever I remember something, unajua kuna story. I'm not the team master, hiyo iko na mwenyewe Edgar Obaye pale ameshikilia the title. Neither do I have the juice, hapana, hiyo ni ya Abel Mutua. Mimi I give real life incidences and lessons that I have learned that have made me to be the person I am today. Na leo nikakumbuka how my innocence was taken away from me at a very young age. Na nikasema, you know what, I'm not going to let the same thing happen to my child. But I can do my best as a parent, as a father. But huko nje, if people still have the same mentality, nothing is gonna change. That's why I thought that leo wacha I take the bull by the horn today on this matter, on this issue. So kama umeona hivi niko na talanta mingi. Actually one of my hobbies is drawing. I've never painted, but on the video that's coming about the decoration, I'm trying out painting for the first time using oil paint. But I know I draw a lot. I also write whenever I'm sad, whenever I'm bored, whenever I'm excited, everything. That's how I like to out whatever is going through me. So kifika pale Instagram page inaitwa CJ Boots, you'll see most of my work there, poetry, short stories there. So on this particular day, I'm in class 4. Kijana mdogo, I'm in class 4. So I'm exercising my God-given gift of drawing. And nilikuwa napenda sana kuchukua gazeti. There used to be cartoons at the back. So I will take and draw exactly as it is. Saa zingine naongeza madoido nini. My life was easy. Bora niamke kama nimechelewa. You know, school was starting at around 7:30. Mimi naamka around 7. Napata kila mtu ameenda, kila mtu ameniacha. I prepare bila haraka, natembea hadi shule. We used to walk, si kama watoto wa siku hizi wanachukuliwa na basi. Unatembea pale, nikifika ni around 8. If I am lucky, nobody's gonna know. Naingia class. If I'm not lucky, naokota takataka. By the time naingia kwa darasa 8:30, I'm not a morning person. That's the reason kwa niko nachelewa. This went on till high school. So naingia class, lesson ya mawe ishapita. Tunafanya one more lesson, tunaenda break, tunacheza huko hivi, kukimbizana, kuchokoza wasichana. tunacheza futa hii ya makaratasi. Today's kids will never know about that. Hii ya makaratasi, go back to school, go back to class, lessons zingine mbili, saa zingine the teacher doesn't show up, and mostly they never used to show up after your break. Tunaenda lunch time, life was easy, and then turudi class, hakuna mwalimu. And then ikifika around 2:33 I sneak out, napotea before time, so that I go home, I catch the cartoons before they start. Junipali, the kids next block, Samurai Jack, Dexter, the genius guy, and the lab, Dexter's lab. Oh, so many cartoons, man. My life was easy. I was so innocent. Ikifika around 4:30, my siblings wanatokezea, tunakunywa chai ya 5, and even though ilikuwa manze, and I used to survive. I used to survive. My life was so chill. So I'm here with this gazette. I'm drawing. Hakuna mwalimu kwa darasa. Watu wanapiga kelele huko, so I'm just keeping myself busy. Crashing on Veronica pale, niwaambia my primary school crush. So ninachora pale hivi. I think I used to be the second most talented in terms of drawing kid in that school. So nakumbuka this particular time hii gazeti iko imechorwa, and it's so sad that when I was in class 4 this was still the issue, and now it's still the issue that we haven't changed a thing. Albert Einstein alisema madness is keeping doing the same thing over and over and expecting no change. And for that reason, wazazi wetu, they were very mad, because if they were okay, we wouldn't have been in this same situation that I'm going to talk about. Anyway, so niko pale nachora. Hii gazeti imechorwa jamaa ametoka mbio, running from a person with a club. I think alikuwa na mkroba, clobbering him, anamtandika. Guess what the person is? Amevaa blue na kofia yake, hapo ameandikwa Kenya Police. Ule mse anakimbia, ameandikwa raia. And then there's a guy behind the police. I think it was a pig, some fat guy, nini. It was a politician. So this cartoon was depicting police brutality to Kenyans. I think it was 2002, if I'm not wrong, and we were just about to have elections. Moi ameamua that ametosheka na uongozi of many years, I think 28 years. Ameamua achie vijana ni akina nani? One Moi Kibaki, Raila Odinga ako pale, and they were on was it Fort Kenya? Fort Kenya, I can't remember vizuri, but I think that was the chama. And then kuna kijana mwingine alikuwa anafanya kazi ya finance pale, Minister of Finance, anaitwa Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Hata yako kwenye kinyang'anyiro, and then there are other guys. So I didn't know about, the only person I knew was Moi. Like that's how detached I was with politics. I didn't care nothing. My neighbors, hapo hivi kulikuwa na some neighbors from the Nyanza region, we were living vizuri, no problem whatsoever. In school, I believe, unajua kwa group tulikuwa na gangs, and kwa hiyo gang kulikuwa na a Luo guy, two Kikuyus, my friend and I, there was a Kamba, I think, and then a Kalenjin. Like tulikuwa hivyo, we never cared for nothing. But I could tell my friends knew something that I did not know, because sometimes walikuwa wanaongea, unasikia hapa hivi jina Raila, unasikia jina Uhuru, Kibaki. Me actually thought that Moi akitoka, Uhuru will be president, because I didn't know about any other person. So I was like, okay, Uhuru atashinda when I'm talking with my friends. And then they were like, hapana, Kibaki atashinda. And then they're talking about Raila and other people. I'm like, who are these people? Hawa ni nani? Anyway, I'm sure their parents were talking about politics, and they will pick one of two things here. So mimi nilikuwa hivyo. So nimemaliza kuchora, huyu jamaa anakimbizwa na mapolisi nini. I think the regime was Moi's era, and then they were talking, the cartoon was about bad governance, politicians, nini, police brutality, corruption, all those things. Same problems we still have even today. And I'm gonna tell you why. we still have the same problem. So mimi nimemaliza. My sister is in class 7 or class 8, I can't remember vizuri. So I'm so excited, nini, unajua nikichora, because when you have a talent manze, you have to show off. So I used to show off nini kwa my classmates, inaenda hivyo, saa zingine itabandikwa kwa notice board. So nimemaliza kuchora, nimeonyesha wasee waone, and they are impressed because a class 4 kid anachora hivyo, they are impressed. So hiyo kitu ikienda hadi kafika class 7, class yenye my sister yuko. So ikiwa huko hivi nikienda kuichukua around break time, ndio nirudi class, because I used to compile them and kwa kitabu, nikashikwa na jamaa mmoja, a class 7 boy. The guy alikuwa ameona hiyo picha na ameona jamaa anakimbizwa, nimeandika raia. Sijui kama ni literacy ama ni nini, but yeye alisoma Raila. Nilisikia kama nitaandika kibale hapa hivi bwana. No bwana, I'm confused. Sijui ni nini. Luckily my sister alikuwa kimoji tu manzi. Alikuja kama limeule joy, wakaanza vita. And you know how kids are. They're screaming, shouting nini. But I kid you not, I have never seen my sister fight like that. Najua sister yangu alikuwa kanono. I told you from the previous story, alikuwa na nini tushida, so alikuwa kanono kiasi. Alichapa ile jamaa, alimkalia, the dude could not do anything, could not move. I'm sure by now mmejua huyu jamaa ni wa side gani, ametoka side gani. The kid was a Luo and he thought I was insulting Raila. So after hiyo video imepigana, my sister has won, the kids wanashangilia na nini. Ndio hapo hivi now tuna kesi, tunaulizana mbona ulichapa brother yangu, mbona umepigana hivyo kesi. So akasema ametukana Raila. Nikamwambia umetukana Raila wapi? Look at this thing. Imeandikwa raia. This is a raia. Raia means mtu wa kawaida, civilian. Anakimbizwa na polisi. Akasema he apologized and everything, na hiyo story ikaisha. But now hii kuchapa kofi hii trigger something, curiosity. Mbona huyu jamani chape because of Raila? And you know, at home, I cannot lie. At home I hear how guys speak about this community and this community, but haikuwa imeniingia sana. So mimi naenda home na niambia madhangu nini the story of what happened when the chapo, when the sister in defend and everything. So my mom is impressed about my sister, but then hakutaka kuongea sana about the politics, but you could, there were one or two comments she made that ikaniambia that if I'm a Kikuyu, I'm not supposed to interact with. So I understand. I have friends who are alone. In my mind, it's a misunderstanding. Someone could have done it. This is in class 4. Story ikaenda hivyo, nikamaliza shule. Class 8, after class 8 nikapita. Okay, my mom thinks nilipita, but as for me nilifail because sikupita venye nilikuwa nataka kupita. The reason why I wanted kupita sana, nilikuwa nataka kuingia Mangu, and because nilikuwa nimesikia those who go to Mangu they do something to do with aviation, and I was very interested with aviation. I wanted to be a pilot. So nimepata marks 378. I was aiming for 420, but I got 378. So I was so discouraged, nimeanguka and everything. My mom is happy. Barua za shule zikakuja, and I was called to one Paul Boit high school, boys high school. Iko Eldoret, tukipita saidi karibu before ufike Talbo, iko hapo hivi. Was very known for athleticism na volleyball mpaka leo. So mimi I don't know anything about. Now this is my second encounter. Shoshango kati alisikia that ninafaa kwenda that school, alipiga nduru. Akasema, "Woi, msipeleke mjukuu wangu huko Eldoret." So my mom is worried. Tukajaribu kutafuta shule nyingine, hatujapata. I'm okay, I'm clueless, msijui nini happen. I'm like, sini shule tu, sikuni hiyo shule inakuwa na nini? In my mind I'm thinking maybe because niko nimesikia stories za mashule kuchomwa, watoto kuchapwa, monetization. That's what I'm thinking about. That's what my head is ringing, but I'm like, sisa vitu ziliisha. Siku hizi watoto wachomi shule. Monetization iko, but it's a little bit calm. What I didn't know was my grandmother was scared for me to go to Eldoret. Why? Because kama mnavyojua, that's where most challenges come from. She had her own reasons which I came to learn later on. My mom pia alikuwa reserved about it, not so much as my grandmother, but akozile za tusipopata ni sawa, taenda, tukipata hataenda. So I end up going to Polboit. This is in nimemaliza class 8 206. I think 206. By then the 202 election, nani ameshinda? Kibaki ameshinda, and I think Ruto wako hapo kwa hiyo chama yao, Raila na wase wengine tu hapo, and they were one big team. It was marvelous in Kenya. It was the expected change that people were waiting for. So much awaited change. It's because Moi was moving out of power. So nimemaliza class 8 206, nimejoin form 1 2007. From 202 class 4 to now this time 207, I think regime ya the first term ya Kibaki imeisha. Now it's the second term. But in these 5 years, a lot has taken place, a lot of politics imechezwa. For those who are still young to understand, vitu mingi zilifanyika, and they were political, they were tribal influenced. Let me put it that way. So sasa umejigawanya, kumekuwa sasa na katiba mpya, chungwa na banana. That's where the ODM came from, Orange Democratic Movement, from chungwa, and then Ford imegawanyika, imekuwa Ford Kenya, zimekuwa na vitu mingi. I think they even Kibaki found a new political party. Ilikuwa ni dawa nini? PNU? I don't know. People National something. I don't know. I can't remember vizuri. These two people, Raila and Kibaki, were together like this, 202. Now wamekuwa separate. Kila mtu run for their own presidency. And for those who are there, you know how it went. Kibaki won. However, it was said that kura iliibwa na kukakuwa na fracas sana. Remember, I'm in Eldoret. My grandmother's worst fear has come to play. I am a Kikuyu child, a boy, a teenager, turning into a man, still innocent about these tribal things. Ziko zina mention tuko nyumbani kidogo nasikia, but si sana. But now this is my first encounter with this thing called tribal crash. And it's not a lie, let's not hide it, because it's something that happened in Kenya and it affected most of us, and for it not to happen again, Kikuyu fought with the Kalenjins, Luo fought with Kikuyus, and vice versa. And then there were those people who were neutral, and then there were allies for some tribes. Now wakapigana, and we ended up having a prime minister in a first handshake government. Now from then, Kenya has never been the same again. It has gone down in terms of tribal rifts. So napata one day you are together, the other time you are not. Now, this is the thing. My grandmother ameishi Kenya sana na amejua since time ya Moi, ama same time ya Kenyatta, and then Moi took over, there had been those crashes. And kumekuwa na hizo tribal crashes, and for her, she did not know anything, and she didn't know any better. It's something that she has seen, Na unajua mtu akiona kitu, you are like, these people can never change. These people, this type of group and this type of group, they never get along. And those are the things they told their kids. And I remember my mom went through this, where I think 1992. This is when, because there was only one political party in Kenya, and in 1992, the Akina Raila and other guys, I think Kibaki pia was there, they tried to fight this so much. They tried to have multiple parties, and they were detained. Na wakafanywa ile kitu wakafinywa mbaya sana. They were mistreated. And because of that, again, Moi was from Kalenjin community, Kibaki from Kikuyu, Raila from Nyanza. And because of that, kulikuwa na, I think kuna kavita kalitokea hapo hivi, and it caused tribal cry. Watu wakapigana. And you see, someone who experienced that as an adult can never forget that. So in their mind, ingrained in their mind, it's like, these people did this to us, and therefore we are not friends, we can never be friends. As a matter of fact, we can never marry. By then, ungejaribu kuwa from a different community, it was chaos. And you see, I cannot blame them, because they had little education. What I can blame and I cannot relate is to take the same nonsense and bring it in 2021. And this is why I've decided to talk about this thing. Because I did not know. When I was born with all my innocence. I did not know. My grandmother influenced my mother. And then my mother experienced the same thing in 1992. I was born in 1992. Niko mchanga, I'm an infant, mamangu amenibeba kwa mgongo, vita imetokezea. Anajaribu kuingia kwa gari, ana scramble, mimi nimeachwa nyuma, she is inside the car, mimi nimeachwa nyuma, I'm choking huko hivi. Were it not for two men ambao walisema mama acha tukusaidie, I would have died. And because of that trauma, my mom can never forget about that. Na haezi taka anything to do with such things. So what does she do? She develops a mentality and a defense mechanism that inasema, you know, yo, I cannot interact with these people. And those are the things ambazo they passed to us. Now forget about my mother. Let's talk about our parents. Those who are in their 30s kurudi nyuma. We grew up almost the same time. You are my age mates. I am sure in your household you have heard something tribal being spoken. Whether you are Luo, Kalenjin, Masai, you have heard something tribal being spoken about. And that time it was open. You see, these are our parents, walifanya chenye walifanya because they experienced that and they passed it on to us. But sisi tumeenda shule, tumeingia university, we are more educated, we are more developed, we are more woke, let's say. We are woke than our parents. And right now, it's our chance to be parents. Ninajua tume experience 2007 crash. Tume experience other things ambazo zimefanyika. But you see, we didn't do those things. We were still kids. It's our parents who did those things. Na najua tumekuwa poisoned. Why should we pass the same to our kids? Our biggest problem, especially now that Corona is with us, is survival. Na kama hujalan kitu in your period ya Corona, let me teach you. There are only two social groups, the has and the have not. If you are not a billionaire, if sahi huwezi piga simu KRA na upate mtu atakusaidia to evade ama avoid paying tax in excess of 200 million and above, you are a have not. It does not matter whether you drive a car or you live in a gated community. If ukiweza futwa job sahi, you go back to poverty. If you don't have a balance in your bank of 200 million and above, you're a have not. Basically, what I'm saying is you can go back to poverty in an instant. So forget about this tribal, oh, I'm a Luo, I'm a Kikuyu, I'm a Kalenjin, I'm a what. That's nonsense. Sad to say, but it's time imefika point that we need to come and work together, because the problem we have right now about corruption and the COVID money is being stolen. Why you can't get justice? Why you in a court of law? Why you can't get services you're supposed to get in a public hospital, in a public school? The root cause of corruption is tribalism. As long as you are tribal in your mentality, you'll be favoring someone else above the other. And when you pass that, utaanza to discriminate. Now, what can this person offer me? Yes, he's for my tribe, but what can he offer me? Then corruption comes in. Right now, if you're not a parent, you're becoming a parent soon. Do you still want to sing the same song our parents sang? And that's why I said our parents were mad people, because they kept doing same thing over and over, hoping to get different results. But in the end, tumekuwa na Kenya ambayo imeharibika compared to those times. Yet we are the most educated, the most woke. You still want to talk about politics in front of your kids. Talk about don't play with those kids because they come from this tribe or that tribe. What kind of nonsense is that? That's how my innocence was taken away from me. And I was desensitized. And now I'm aware. There are some places, unfortunately, I cannot go to put up business. Why? Not because siwezi fanya biashara, but it's because I know ikifika election time, chances are nitaumia, coming from this political tribal community. And what saddens me is right now everyone is trying to survive, trying to find food for the family. Economy iko down, we are trying to pick ourselves, but we're still maintaining your tribal nonsense and politics, keeping in mind elections ziko 1.5 or let's say 20 months away, less than 2 years away. And you know what happens to economy when there's election? Because of nervousness, ile kutokuwa sure, ile kujishuku because you don't know what will happen. Bear in mind, this is less than 2 years after 2020 tumekuwa hit na corona economically. Tunajaribu kurudi juu and then tujirudishe pale chini tena choni. And you think that guy, because you do that, is gonna favor you. Sai nani alipi tax? Sai hata mama mboga analipa tax. Does it matter whether you're a Kikuyu, Kalenjin or Luo? Kila mtu analipa tax. Mafuta imepanda. Rent itapanda soon. Sasa hivi imeshuka because ya COVID, but vitu zitapanda tena. You know? We are all suffering. It does not matter which tribe you come from. So why would you wear that foolish badge of I come from this community, my president is from this community? You see, for the sake of peace, I vote, I'm a voter, and I exercise my rights as a voter, but I never engage myself in those political shenanigans. When it comes time to vote, I'll just vote, and I will vote for the sake of peace. So that mwenye atashinda ashinde, we don't fight about it, we go on about our business, continue building ourselves and building Kenya, because corona imetuwai. That's our enemy. Poverty is our enemy. Illiteracy is our enemy. But us don't care. Sijui kama mnataka corona season 2 ikuje ndio you realize that mbele ya Mungu sisi wote tuko sawa. Because if you have not learned that, then you must be mad. Na nimeamua nipige hii story because I cannot blame my parents and my grandparents for the things they taught me. Because I myself saw it myself and I cannot blame them for what they were talking about. They were just trying to be cautious. But they went around it the wrong way. Why don't we change and help the next generation? Because the failure or the success of the next generation does not depend on them, it depends on us and what we teach them. So tukiweza funza kila mtu that we are all equal, no tribal boundaries. Don't you think we can have a better Kenya? It's just a thought. How's you? Anyway, thank you for keeping me company and listening to me lament here. Yo, tupatane next time for more things I've learned in life. Myself as Joe. Na mfike pale Instagram. The thing we told you that was coming soon ishafika. So fika pale ujionewe mwenyewe and I'll tell you more. Keep it real, tupendane, be nice to one another because at the end of the day shimo ni ile moja end up 6 feet under. It does not matter who you are. Your name will not save you. We are all as vulnerable as human beings. No one is better than the other. So be nice. Treat one another in love. Na tulee watoto wetu to be responsible citizens, au sio?